Alright, so hello one and all, welcome back to another Mushoku Tensei video. Today I want to talk about where Elinalise and Badigadi have been for the past, year and a half. And if you didn't know, this is Badigadi. We've seen him for a second. Basically, back, episode 23 I think it should have been, that is when we should have found out about what Badigadi and Elinalise have been up to. Because obviously Elinalise recently showed up in season 2, and Badigadi is about to make his grand appearance at some point eventually. And obviously Elinalise is searching, we already know what her deal is, but we do actually get to see the origin of why she's here, because we still don't exactly know why, we just know that she is. And she informed Rudeus on the whereabouts of his mother, but it's what prompted her to do that? Last we saw, she was with Roxy and Talon. The three of them were kind of just going about the demon continent together, trying to search for Rudeus' family. And so what caused Elinalise to split up from the rest of them? Well, the light novel already explained that. And so, let's go into it. I will get into it into a lot more detail eventually when my skipped content episode review goes out of this section, but I'm going to go over kind of the gist of it here. So basically, at this point, this would be about a year ago now, Elinalise, Talon, and Roxy are at the town of Crosma, located at the northwestern part of the demon continent. The region of Crosma is ruled by the demon king Bagara Hagara, who has ties with the sea folk. And the sea folk are kind of known for their foods and booze, and so this town, Crosma, it kind of has a lot of booze and a lot of bars and pubs. So, of course, the gang kind of just go straight for one and drink their first night there, completely away, and things get really hectic. And of course, having a dwarf with them, things, when I say hectic, I mean they sold so much booze that they had to go to other bars to get more booze. They have run out of multiple bars worth of booze just to keep up with Talhand and a certain other individual. But basically, I'll talk about them in a second. Basically, a drinking contest ensues, and Roxy somehow becomes the judge. She's drunk off her ass. She's just chilling, right? Sitting in between, they're at a table, and the two drinkers are there, and she's kind of just going, this is nice. And she's just chilling the hell out, and it's amazing. But then you have Talon, who's drinking everybody out, right? He's able to keep up with everybody. But then there's another individual who's able to outdrink him, and he falls down and just vomits. I forget, is it rainbows does he vomit, or is it just regular vomit? For some reason I'm picturing rainbow vomit. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure he vomits all over himself. And this certain individual that had outdrank a dwarf also said that they would pay for all of the booze that was drank that night. And that individual is Kishirika Kishirisu. She's broke. She doesn't have the money. And so, yeah, she's there just drinking, having a good time until the morning comes and the barkeeper's like, hey, give me some goddamn money. The place is trashed. I'm all out of booze. You said you would pay for this. And so Roxy, this is where she wakes up and she understands the situation going on. She does have money herself, but I believe she does take, I think she already paid for a whole bunch of booze herself, but she ends up taking Talon's money because he was the one who drank most of the alcohol anyway. And so she just gave the barkeeper his wallet, and then he's like, all right, cool, I'm happy now. That's great. I'm going to go later. But Kishirika's like, oh my god, thank you so much. You saved me, Roxy. You're amazing, right? She realizes oh, this is Roxy. It's the Rudeus mentioned you, I'm pretty sure. I remember him talking about you. And she's like, wait, you know Rudeus? I just realized that is super bright back there. I should turn down that light. There we go. And she's like, okay, he totally saved my butt back in the day. A friend of Rudeus is a friend of mine, right? What do you want? You saved me. I'll give you a demon eye. I'll give you 10. She didn't say that, but I feel like that's what she was feeling. But instead, as much as Roxy cause she, Rudeus was is this the Kishirika, or is this just some kid? And she plays along kind of how Rudeus did, but she sooner realizes oh no, this is the real deal. This is Kishirika. I really want a demon eye, but I need to find out where Rudeus' family is. And so I guess Roxy knows a little bit about the demon eyes because she asks Kishirika if she can locate his family. And because Kishirika has like a whole bunch of demon eyes, I guess she's kind of using them in like conjunction with each other. Because there are certain like demon eyes that allow you to see mana. There's some that allow you to see far away things. And so I think that she's, from the sounds of it, she's like combining her demon eyes together to be able to see anything everywhere, because that's what she's able to do. She has like an all-seeing eye essentially, and she locates all of Rudeus's family, and we already know where they are, right? This is at the time when Lilia and Aisha just reunited with Paul and Norn. That's like that exact moment there. The manga and light novels show this scene at different parts, and so in the manga, Rudeus is on a boat heading to Milis, I think, or he's heading to the central continent. It would make more sense if he was heading to the central continent now that I think about it. But in the light novels, Eris has already left him. He's depressed. He's just curled up in his bed back in the Fidoa region, like in the camp. But then Zenith is in the labyrinth city of Rapan, which I believe is Ralan or something in the anime. They kind of changed the name a little bit, but it doesn't matter. However, for some reason, Kishirika could not locate exactly where Zenith was for whatever strange reason. She can see everything, but it's been stated before in the light novel that like she can see everything unless it is a target like within a large concentration of mana. If there is a lot of mana surrounding whatever she's trying to look at, it gets a little bit fuzzy, which is why she couldn't exactly see the mana calamity when it happened. Like she knew it was happening, but she couldn't see any details about it. It was just a large like mass of mana, and so that begs the question why there's a bunch of mana where Zenith is at the labyrinth city of Rapan. But we'll figure out that in a while, I guess. We'll see where Zenith is eventually. But anyway, Kishirika, by the way, she's like bound up, I think, or she's in a barrel or something, and she's flopping like a fish the entire time, and it's so funny. But, you know, I guess she gets untied, and the afternoon comes, and Roxy starts to like kind of pack things up and like clean the bar up and whatnot. And Talon is still knocked out. He's out. And Elinalise, by the way, she left early on in the night. She found a guy and kind of just went to a different bar, and I think you know what happened. And soon, Elinalise shows up and informs the gang about what's happened. Talon just woke up, and yeah, she instantly just starts bragging about how she was with a dude all night. And Roxy's like, "Are you like again?" Well, I guess that's the norm now, I suppose. But then Kishirika bursts through the door, being held by the same man that held Elinalise the night before, except, Alina, they were probably holding each other a little bit differently, but this guy was holding Kishirika up like on his shoulder. She was kind of just sitting there. And so Kishirika goes, "Here we go! I am Kishirika Kishirisu. People call me the great emperor of the demon world." And then the guy says, "And I'm her fiancé, Demon King Badigadi." So yeah, Elinalise has like no limits apparently. And by the way, Kishirika is fine with Badigadi doing stuff with Elinalise because Kishirika can't do anything with him. That doesn't make any sense. You can't fit that block into that hole. It doesn't work. The square block goes in the square hole. It doesn't fit in any other hole. And so until the time comes, she's chill with him doing whatever he wants. He's Demon King Badigadi. But here is some info on Badigadi. He is the Demon King Badigadi, but is more accurately known as the Immortal Demon King Badigadi. He's the Demon King who ruled over the Beguya region, the region where Roxy came from, actually, and that's where the Meagard village is. He is the younger brother of the Immortal Demon King Atof Ryback, and during the Laplace War, Atof had fought against the demon god Laplace at Kishirika's castle. So, pretty cool stuff. Badigadi has some history. And so yeah, thanks to both Roxy and Elinalise, things kind of just lined up, right? Roxy helped out Kishirika, and Badigadi knew Elinalise due to certain reasons. And so now they're here to help. And basically, the sea folk, this may sound a little irrelevant, but the sea folk ruled the seas, obviously. And that meant that there were very restrictive routes as to like where you could travel. So basically the entire center area is out of bounds. You're not allowed to travel through that section, otherwise you will get they'll sink your battleship, I guess. I don't know what the sea folk will do, but it's probably not going to be good. And so the like land folk, I guess, were given selective routes. And so if you are in the Demon Continent and you wanted to go to the Central Continent, you had to go down through Milish, travel all the way across, and then go all the way up to the Central Continent from there. Or you could go the northern route through the Divine or Heavenly Continent, which is, I believe, just a giant mountain, essentially. Like, it's very... just the average ground level is extremely high, and so you can't really go up and around, so you have to kind of traverse through like the walls of it, which I believe it's stated to be flooded with dragons and other dangerous creatures, and so traveling there basically means certain death. Basically, if they wanted to go search for Rudeus's family and inform him about everything that's going on, it would take like a good 3 years to reach him, and who knows if he's still going to be where he was, which at that point they thought that he was in the Fedora region, or they knew rather, but that would take multiple years, and obviously he already traveled to the northern part of the like central continent. Or they would risk their lives going through the heavenly divine continent, which just wasn't really good. However, Badigadi was friends with the demon king Bagara Hagra, and he was very close friends with the king of the sea folk, which again is why this area is known for its alcohol and seafood, which the demon continent is not really known for. But this also means, because of his like deep connection in history with this guy, he's found out about secret routes that allow you to get to this to the central continent much faster. And so, because Badigadi knows that, he's willing to help out. He's helping out for a couple reasons. One, because Roxy helped out his fiance, Kishirika, and so he wanted to return the favor. Probably Elinalise had something to do with it a little bit. But he was also interested in seeing Rudeus himself as well. He wanted to challenge him and test his might in a duel. And so he wanted to crush Rudeus. And Roxy's like, please don't crush Rudeus. Don't do that. Please, sir. Don't. I don't want him to be crushed. And so yeah, because both, I guess Badigadi is like thankful for Roxy helping Kishirika, and he just wants to meet Rudeus, and Kishirika is thankful to both Kishirika and Rudeus. She is willing to help them out. And so here is the situation. Neither Talhind or Elinalise want to see Paul, and so in order to report like the whereabouts of his family, which I guess is at that point is just Rudeus and Zenith, someone is going to have to go and tell him. And at least one of those people will be Roxy. However, it's the choice between who is joining her, because there's no way that Roxy is going to travel all of that alone. So it's either going to be Talhind or Elinalise. And knowing these characters even just a little bit, we know Elinalise is a lot more stubborn, and she seems to hate Paul a lot more. And so Talon's like, fine, I'll see Paul, I'll go travel, and I'll give him the message with Roxy. And Elinalise is like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go check out his son and maybe do some stuff with him. Except little did she know, she couldn't. Or he couldn't, really. He can't do shit. Poor Rudeus, man. But she won't be traveling alone either, because obviously in order to get to Rudeus ASAP, because it's more, because he's actively going around searching, it's more important to go to him fast. And so she, Elinalise and Badigadi will be taking the secret route to the central continent, which will take them to the northern part, and they can work their way down to the Fedora region. However, again, without them realizing it, he's going to be meeting them halfway. And an interesting little bit of information is Kishirika cannot leave the demon continent. And Elinalise asks if it's some kind of curse, and Badigadi simply says something like that. We don't really know why, even like light novel, like people who have seen to the end of the series, maybe the light novel's added it at some point, I don't know, an explanation, but as far as I know, and many others, we don't really know what's going on with Kishirika and why she can't leave. Some people say that she just doesn't want to and she feels like she has to stay here, or some say it is a curse, or maybe her mana is tied to it or something. For whatever reason, she can't. But it's Very cryptic and ominous, but Elinalise would kind of prefer this because one, she wants Roxy and Talon to have as much backup as they can. Having the Demon Emperor on their side, traversing them, like helping them go throughout the Demon Continent is a massive aid. But then again, it's Kishirika, so she's not that confident. But even still, any help is amazing. And also, she likes that she gets to spend the next year, because it'll still take a year to get to the Central Continent. That is the fastest way through the secret path. But she's glad that she gets to spend an entire year alone with Badigadi. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna be I don't even know what to say. It's two back-to-back Elinalise videos, and I just got caught up with the anime, and there's so much Elinalise stuff in it, and it's just it's driving me crazy. I can't handle Elinalise. I say that Elinalise is down bad, but maybe I'm the one. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. That's what's been going on with Elinalise and Badigadi. Badigadi is interested in seeing Rudeus. We don't really know what's going on with him. We do see him with orcs, though. When we do see him, he's with the orcs on an island. One thing that I have to say about Season 2, I'm just going to add this in here real quick. For as shoddy as the animation is a little bit, the detail in this season is phenomenal. And I think I'm going to make a whole video talking about it. The detail is insane. And I was flabbergasted at some point. It's crazy. But we see Badigadi is in the Bihiril? Bihiril? Bihiril, I guess, kingdom, which is the northmost of the Central Continent. That's where it is located. And it makes total sense considering how they got there. Yeah, so he's on a little island that I assume he's on the island where a lot of orcs hang out. So he has ties with some orcs, which may or may not come up at some point in the future. So yeah, it's just the level of detail this season goes into, just showing they could have thrown Badigadi anywhere, but they specifically chose they read the books. They read the books. It's crazy. I know, crazy. An anime took inspiration from the source material. I know, it sounds crazy, but they could have thrown him anywhere, but they, it's neat. I like it. That's where Badigadi is right now. He's chilling. He's not too far away. He's a few months away, I would say. And Elinalise and Rudeus are now at Renoa Magic University. So, very exciting stuff, and that's why these people are kind of moving. I would assume that we'll actually see it in the anime at some point, the history and seeing that's what happened and what tied Elinalise and Badigadi together. But for now, that's how. You heard it from me first, to me. I think I'm getting delusional. So I'm just going to end the video. If you like the video, let me know. What else do you want me to talk about Season 2? Because I have a few videos that I want to make now that I've seen it, or I've caught up. My nose is very itchy. What videos do you want me to make? I'm interested in hearing your ideas. And so with that, give this video a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more Mushoku Tensei content, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!